What's up? It's TheGameImpulse. I'm Keith,
I'm Tyler.
Sam, and because this console generation is kind of coming to the close, we're doing our top 10 favorite Xbox 360 games. It's all our opinions. You can think differently, but yeah. You start.
Rainbow Six Vegas 2 is my number 10. Simply because of terrorist hunt mode. That is like one of the scariest, most intense shit I've ever played. Like, just knowing that there's one more left, but you don't know where he is and you might die is just pretty insane, you know? And I mean, the story mode was cool, but I kind of forget how it went. But Terrorist Hunt, I played endless hours of that, and it was just insane. The whole cover mechanics and all, just the way this game played, how smooth it played, how you can be stealthy and sneaky. It's just a fun fucking game.
Alright, my number 10 is Dead Space 2. I've been playing this game a lot lately. Wow. And then, honestly, this is one of the scariest games I've ever played. Just the lighting, the atmosphere, like everything's like tight corridors, like the volume's turned up to 10, like even like a door opens, it's loud and it'll jump you a little bit. Do not recommend playing at like 1 a.m. in the morning with all the lights turned off. It's not fun. I mean, and it's got the whole survival horror thing going for it that all these kind of games go for. And I mean, it's kind of like zombies and aliens, so it's every sci-fi fanboy's little wet dream that they have, and so, yeah, Dead Space 2.
Wait. My number 10 game is The Outfit. It was more of an early on release from the Xbox 360, if I'm not mistaken, so it's nothing brand spanking new, like great graphics or anything. It's a little more cartoony. It's like a World War II base game. It's nothing like, competitive at all. It's just more of you play through it and you kind of have fun, and you get to drive around in tanks and vehicles, and you get to, go through little maps and basically beat the Nazis and stuff. Like, it's pretty much, there's not a lot of variety of it on it. It's just kind of a fun, one of those games that, at least for me, it's just, I kind of had fun with. My number 9 game is Red Dead Redemption for the Xbox 360. What do I like about this game? I was a fan of Red Dead Revolver years ago in a PlayStation 2 game, Ancient. But I like the free roaming ability. It's, that you get that feeling, like in Skyrim where you get to, just basically freely run around, and you get to, ride horses. It's kind of like your own experience on like a Wild West ranch, but, it's like a video game, of course. It's like an alternate reality sort of thing where you get to live back on a ranch, and the game itself is pretty fun. I haven't played the whole way through it because I played a lot of it a long time ago, and I haven't really played it ever since. But overall, it's a pretty fun game. I like the free roaming games and stuff, so that's what I like about it. And graphics are pretty cool too, and it's just a great game, I think, if you're into that kind of stuff.
Okay, my number 9 is Left 4 Dead 2. This game is, it's an improvement on the first one. There's melee combat, and I just love the shit out of this game, because like, if you choose to play any of like the game types that they kind of put in this game, that's fine, because like not many games you can kind of say like, if somebody playing, I don't know, Black Ops 2, you can't really make a good thing just playing the campaign, and you can't really, just play, like, well, you probably could, but it's really hard to just play multiplayer or just play zombies. With Left 4 Dead, you can kind of do that. If you're really into playing the campaigns, because there's like 6 or 7 of them now. That's fine. If you want to play Versus mode, yeah, that's fun too. You want to play scavenge mode or survival? Yeah, all that, This game is amazing because it took what was normal for the zombie style horror game and turned it on its head and made it like a little bit of a, of its own entity. It's a little bit cartoonish in a way. And also, a bonus thing that is kind of based off of like a Half-Life mod makes it an, even more fun game just because, Half-Life is pretty up there in gaming series and how good they are. So, yeah. You're not using them right now. We'll put it on the floor.
Number 9, I had Left 4 Dead 1. I really liked the second one, and yeah, it did improve a lot, but it didn't really suck me in and completely wow me like the first one did. I mean, there was nothing like the first one. There was no type of shooter or zombie game like the original Left 4 Dead. It was kind of one of a kind to me. I mean, and it still is. It's still just a blast to play, even to this day. I mean, it's been out for I don't know how many years now. And I like how the graphics are like not the greatest thing in the world. Like, they aren't the flashiest graphics, which I think just adds to the entire game. I mean, it can be pretty fucking intense. It can be pretty scary sometimes, but the original Left 4 Dead just completely kicked ass in so many ways, and it still does.
Fuck
yeah.
the witch.
What?
Fuck the witch.
Yeah. Number 8, I have Halo 3. Shit. This game was so anticipated, and I was so excited for this game to come out, and it definitely did exceed expectations. I played the living shit out of the multiplayer to the point where it almost got, like, no fun anymore. I feel every map that shipped with this game's multiplayer was just excellent. There wasn't a map that I did not like. They were all so fun to play. And the campaign was excellent as well. I just felt it was a little too short, but the way it ended with just the epicness and just the sheer awesomeness of the whole campaign. This entire game was just completely fascinating. I've probably lost days of my life playing this game. I would come home from school every day and play Halo 3 when I got this shit. I mean, it is a fantastic game. It's a fantastic conclusion to the Master Chief's trilogy, which we know is continued now. But at the time, it felt fitting. It was nice, and it was just a very gripping story. It's a fantastic game to me. One that really has its place in the 360's life cycle.
Okay. My number 8 is Portal 2, another Valve game. Portal 2 I enjoyed the heck out of this game, because, it's kind of a shooter, but then, not in the traditional sense, because it's a thinking man's game. That game will get you frustrated beyond belief. There's a couple chambers in that game, where even in co-op and in the solo campaign, where you're just sitting there, and then it's like, I don't know what the heck I'm supposed to do. And then, you sit there, you work for it, you sleep on it or whatever, and you come back, and it's like, why the hell didn't I think of that? And it's just that's what made this game fun, because it wasn't like some other games that I've played on the Xbox 360, where it's kind of monotonous, where it's just you can just kind of do the same things over and over again. It's just it requires very little thinking. It's all muscle memory at that point. For Portal 2, you couldn't do that. You had to think, throughout the entire time playing it. And that's why I think this game really, stands out amongst, any game ever made, really.
Too stupid to play Portal.
Don't worry, I am too. It took me a while to beat that.
My number 8 is Left 4 Dead 2.
Oh, God.
I had to have the second one in here just because I love zombie games. I love everything zombies. I love everything about zombies, and it's just a really fun game. It's not as good as the original, because the original is just the original. This one's a little beefed up, some different guns, some better graphics and whatnot, and sometimes it's a little jazzed up. It's still a really cool game. Don't get me wrong. It's on my list. It's cool. It's on my list because it's really. I'll talk about it later more when I get to Left 4 Dead. But it's a really fun game still. I mean, it's not like it's leagues different from Left 4 Dead. It's get from house to house and kill everything. But it's kind of basic, but it's really fun. Just the whole concept of zombies and whatnot. My number 7 is Call of Duty Black Operations, and I had to have this on here because it just brings a lot of memories back. I had a lot of fun playing that game. It's probably the most played Call of Duty online. That came out wrong. It's the Call of Duty game I played most online, and me and Titty Boy over there would hang out and stuff and play Black Ops, and it just brings back memories. Like, at first I really disliked it because I was used to Modern Warfare, with like automatic weapons and the new assault rifles and stuff, and some of the guns just didn't really meet my expectations. Like, I was looking for like fully automatic shotguns, and I would get like this one old piece of junk shotgun, but it was really fun. I really got used to like playing online a lot of the maps. Like, I really just got used to it and knew where everything was, and I had a couple, some good games and stuff. So I mean, the gameplay itself, the whole storyline, that was pretty okay. I have it on my list mainly for the online play, I guess, because I really enjoyed it.
Okay, so my number 7, this one might be a little bit of a curveball. I have Call of Duty 4 at my number 7. Because this, out of all the Call of Duties, this is honestly, in my opinion, like one of the best. Like, the campaign was phenomenal because it had everything that has been done in a Call of Duty campaign since then was done in some way, shape, or form in the COD 4 campaign. And the multiplayer was just leagues ahead of its time. And then also, it was basic because, I mean, sometimes when you're playing like some of the newer ones, like Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2, you kind of feel overwhelmed. Like, why can't we just simplify it down a little bit? And I mean, COD 4 is just amazing. It's just that, and this, I feel like though the only problem is though it's the game, at least because I've gone back and I've played it a couple times, has suffered because nowadays just because of all this new stuff. And basically, the only people that play it anymore are hackers. So, like, that kind of brought the game's opinion of me down because I didn't get to start playing COD 4 until after it was released. Because I didn't get an Xbox or play anything until after it was released. So, I mean, that made it suffer for me. But all in all, probably, in my opinion, the best Call of Duty. And so it's why it's my number 7.
Number 7 to me, I had Guitar Hero 2. Out of any of the music games, this is by far above and beyond anything else. And yes, that includes the original Rock Band and Rock Band 2. I mean, this game, it played the best. To me, it had the most fun song choice out of any of the fucking Guitar Hero Rock Band games, even though they started to put more downloadable content out for them. I mean, I played the living shit out of this game until I 5-starred every song on Expert because I had no fucking life. But I mean, this game is just so fun. I mean, it took the original Guitar Hero and just took a shit all over it. It just completely revamped everything. This is the one that plays the best, plays the smoothest. It was the most simple of them all. It was fun. It was an incredible amount of fun. Not that the other ones weren't, it's just I never had as much fun with the other ones as I did with this one. To me, this is just like one of a kind when it comes to the Guitar Hero or Rock Band franchises. It's just, this game fucking rules. Number 6, I had Resident Evil 5. I have like a love and hate with the Resident Evil franchise. Everybody just went on. I just read and watched so much about Resident Evil 4 and how everybody thought it's one of the greatest games ever and all that shit. I just could never get into it for some reason. I don't know why. I tried many times to get into it and it just wouldn't happen. Then Resident Evil 5 came out and for some reason everything just clicked with me. The gameplay, the graphics are just fucking phenomenal. It can be pretty scary at times. The story was awesome. It was long. It had a lot of meat to it. The multiplayer was fun. It was hard as shit sometimes. I mean, this was an incredible game from start to finish. I was just mesmerized. Me and one of our friends, he stayed at my house and we beat this game like twice in probably a good 3 or 4 days because we were just so blown away by it. I mean, it's a fantastic game. And to me, I just don't think the Resident Evil franchise can match this game. I know a lot of people probably disagree with me, but this game is just so good. Resident Evil 5, fantastic game.
My number 6, even though Tyler just kind of took a shit on it, is Resident Evil 4.
Let's fight, faggot.
Alright, the reason I put this one on was because this was the first, because Resident Evil 5, which I will say, I did play a lot more than Resident Evil 4. Resident Evil 5 was, it was an adventure game, and Resident Evil 4 was like the first one to kind of go away from the standard, you got to navigate. It's like less of a problem-solving thing from like the previous Resident Evils, and kind of going to the more action adventure, which is kind of what everybody knows and loves today. And so that's that's really the only reason why it's on here. The other thing that I thought was cool, which this game was really tough because the chick that you're with, what's her name? I don't remember. Ashley. Like, that added an extra thing to the game, because the zombies would pick her up and they'd steal her and all that, and then if she made it to the edge of the screen, it was game over, because that means they made it off with her. And so that added so much, difficulty to the game, because you kind of had to watch her the entire time, and then you had to worry about the zombies, and there was still the problem solving, and then, and then boom, she's getting taken, you gotta go kill the zombies. So, I mean, there was just so much packed into this game, and it was like such a fresh breath to the series, to the franchise, that's why I put Resident Evil 4 on this list. Yes.
My number 6 is Resident Evil 5.
Yeah!
Alright,
I guess pretty much we already talked about it already. Tyler pretty much said a lot about it. It's a fun game, it's great, and I mean, I don't really need to say much about it. It's a great game.
If only one of us had Resident Evil 6.